The truth is, all of your answers come from within. So when you're doing any form of like channeling, spiritual work, you're trying to get some answers, all those answers come from within. Sometimes God will send people to you to give you a message, but 90% of my messages, intuition, answers, they all come from within. That's why a spiritualist, spiritual workers, this is why we push you to do the healing work, do the shadow work to get your chakras in alignment, because when you are clear, when your vessel is clear, you'll be able to hear. When your vessel is clear, you'll be able to hear. That's the reason why. And that's why a lot of you run into, life coaches, psychics, mediums. You're going to all these people because you're looking for answers because you can't hear. You cannot get the direct phone call from God, the direct phone call from the creator, your ancestors, because you're not connected yet. But the more you do your healing work, the more your vessel is clear, you will not be needing to talk to all these different people. Like we're just like the link to get those answers. But eventually you won't need us anymore. It's the same thing like pastors. Eventually, spiritually, you have to outgrow church. You have to outgrow church. That's what happened to me when I left Christianity. I outgrew needing that pastor, needing that middleman. I no longer, I literally was bored in church. I was able to repeat every sermon back to those preachers, basically. But I always see these comments in my comment section asking me, how do I know a person's another chosen one, or like my soul tribe, this person is a spiritual being too? It's so many different ways, but you need to have like pattern recognition when you are experiencing these relationships with people. But for me, I pay attention when people are talking. It's very, very easy. I can pick up on it in like one or two conversations with people. I can tell by the way a person thinks and speak if they are my soul tribe, if we are spiritually in alignment. For one, whenever somebody and I were not in alignment and I don't really pick up that they could be a chosen one or an enlightened one, so to say, they compete with me when it comes to spiritual advancement, spiritual gifts, conversation. Nobody who's enlightened, nobody who's a true chosen one is going to try to compete with you. It's almost as if this person tries to like humble me, or they're trying to find something to teach me. True chosen ones, true enlightened ones, awakened ones do not move like this. We're not going around trying to just teach people. We're always open to learn. We're always researching, studying, looking at documentaries, looking at movies, reading books. Like, we're always open for this. But whenever I realize someone is not my spiritual match, or I feel like they're not a chosen one, this person is constantly trying to find something to teach me. They're not letting the conversation flow. I also notice that they get angry that I know certain things. So if we're having a conversation, or they text me, or DM me a post or meme or something that's spiritual, and I say, oh yeah, I do know about that, and I try to have a conversation with them about it, a lot of them get angry. I've seen people's nose flaring, going, getting upset that what they just told me is something that they didn't know. So they're angry that I know this information. True chosen ones know that God had us in the lab since we were children. So most chosen ones or enlightened ones, we know a lot or a little bit about a lot of different topics, because normally, while people were just like living their regular lives, we were kind of in like spiritual training for a long time. a lot of people were like focused on matrix bounded things, and we were like getting our wisdom. We were in wisdom camp, like in the Bible where Jesus like disappeared for a couple of years. I'm assuming those years that Jesus wasn't in the Bible was because he was being trained by God. He was spiritually advancing, going through things, living life, So whenever I am connecting with someone and they're getting so angry, like, oh my gosh, is there anything that this bitch don't know? That's the attitude that a person who is not my spiritual match, that's the energy that they're going to give me. Now, when I come across an enlightened one, another chosen one, they basically are like, oh, you know about this? And we start talking about it. They tell me their experience, whatever topic we're talking about. I tell them my experience, and we just start bouncing off of each other. They're like, oh, you know about this? Me too. And we just start conversing on it. But a person who is not in alignment with me and not a chosen one, they get angry that I have the wisdom. They get angry that I have the spiritual gifts. They get angry that I know what they're talking about. Because a lot of times they come to me with topics that they don't know about. So this is a quick way for me to know. They get very, very frustrated with me. So peep that. Peep game. Peep when you're having conversations with people. Do their face light up? Do they get angry? Are they always sending you a whole bunch of text messages about just random topics? They're trying to humble you. They're trying to impress you. They're trying to find something that they can teach you, chosen one. And that right there, they're not in alignment with you. That means they need to go back in the lab. They need to build up. They need to go talk to people who is more in alignment with them. Because being around you and your energy makes them feel less than. And you don't need a whole bunch of people around you where they are intimidated by your light and your wisdom and your spiritual gifts. So peep that. That's a real quick way that I eliminate people. Soon as I see I frustrate them, or they're trying to impress me, or they faking agreeing with me just so I can feel like we have a connection, you're out of here. So check that. See if how a person reacts to your light. How do they act? That right there will let you know that if you're truly in alignment with that person.